All right, are we recording? Looks like we are. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna do this in one take. I'm not gonna edit this probably. Okay, so I'm gonna set up my stuff here.
Oh, is this your turn? I didn't. I'll post it on the story.
Without cutting my fingers off. Okay, razor sharp. Don't touch that for any reason. All right, so this is a dogfish. It has been injected, meaning that they did cut the tail almost off, or maybe completely off, and injected it with dye. The dye shows us where, like, the blood vessels are, okay? And yes, they're in color, kind of. Veins are in one color, arteries are in another color. It's okay, it's not blood, all right? It looks like blood, it's red, it's fine. It's not gonna bother anything. Oh, I probably put some gloves on, yes, thank you. I brought them to make sure I had them. Now here in a little bit, when I'm done, if you guys want to kind of feel the skin, you want to kind of feel the teeth, that's fine. You don't need gloves to do that, but you will want to wash when you're done. It's not a big deal. I know we're doing this like coming into lunchtime, which is the perfect time to do it. Hopefully they've got like fish sticks down there for you. Don't eat this though, all right? This will make you sick. Not something that you want to do. All right, so I'm gonna slit the bag. I'm gonna pull it out and try not to get juice everywhere. Okay, so have fun with that. We'll talk about the external anatomy first, and then I'll start to dissect, and it's all good. Again, this class picked the juiciest one that there was, because they know Markson likes a challenge, so it's all good. All right, just got newspaper down. I know it's kind of a colorful background. Oh, okay, here we go. All right, thanks, guys. All right, pull it out. Can somebody grab me like some paper towels? I didn't think to do that before I sat down. If you could do that, I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna cut it while you guys are grabbing me stuff. It's fine. I don't even smell this one. I'm sitting right next to it, and I spilled a whole bunch of it almost in my lap, thanks, sir. And I still don't smell it, so that's good. Again, it won't smell like rot. It'll just smell, and it won't even smell like fish. It'll be kind of a phenol smell. All right, got a lot of the juice out of her. Okay, there she is. Now here's the thing. So, and it might sound a little hippie-ish, but I do appreciate the animal, okay? I appreciate the animal having given its life for us to learn about it, okay? So it's not, I'm not gonna get all like weepy and stuff, but I do appreciate the animal that, it lived a life, but now we're able to learn from it, okay? So it's good. Little spotted dogfish, okay? They don't get super big. It is a shark with the tail, caudal fin out. She's a couple feet long, okay? Not huge. She's kind of soft, right? But the thing is, the tissues have been kind of fixed, so that way they don't rot. So they've solidified a little bit, but not much, okay? Little fin here. They do have a little spine there that's been cut off, simply so I don't get stuck, okay? They cut the tail and inject them. You can see the red here. It's like plastic, okay, that they inject them with. Again, they're dead when they do it. They don't do it while they're alive. But it simulates blood in the vessels, okay? All right, so let's work our way around the animal. What is this fin right here on its back, the jaws fin? Dun, 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 dun. This is the dorsal fin, okay? This is the anterior dorsal, or the first dorsal. It has a little tiny one back here, okay? Back here by the tail. there's another little tiny dorsal fin. Okay, again, some sharks have that, some don't. That's the second one, or the posterior dorsal fin. Right there where my finger is. Okay. If you guys need me to hold it up so you guys can see things, holler at me too. Okay. So there's first dorsal, second dorsal. Okay. Now it's weird how it's, you guys are used to, dorsal fins. If you've seen Jaws, it's attached the whole way, right? These guys it's kind of free at the back side. Okay. How about the tail fin?
Pelvic fin.
We're not that far back yet, or we're farther back than that. Caudal fin. Okay, the caudal fin is the tail. Remember, these guys have a heterocercal caudal fin, meaning, are these lobes the same size? No. Okay, we've got one big lobe, one small lobe. Okay, cool. Let's move under the animal. Okay, and so then what are these? You answered it just a second ago.
The pelvic fin.
These are pelvic fins. Okay, pelvic fins down by where your pelvis would be. Okay, is there an anal fin in this animal? If there was, it'd be here somewhere. Okay, doesn't look like it has one. Does it show one on your? No. Nope. Okay, so we got the right animal. Good. Thought it was a guinea pig there for a minute, but it is truly a shark. What are these fins?
Pectoral fins.
Pectoral fins, okay? Think of it, again, if you're a weightlifter, you got your pecs, right? You're gonna work your pecs, you're gonna bench press. These are pectoral fins, okay? Any other fins on that animal? No. Notice how fusiform it is, meaning torpedo shaped. That little thing can go through the water really, really easily, okay? It is streamlined, it's perfect for what it does. Swim, eat, make baby sharks. That's really what they do. Whole bunch of muscle down this side. Okay, you can kind of see it if you look. You can kind of see the like striations and whatnot. It's just got muscle here, muscle here. Again, when it shortens, it goes this way. When it shortens that way, it goes that way. That's how it swims, essentially. Okay. So we got the rostrum, we got the nose. Okay. Let's see if I can get where you guys can see the mouth. Now with this one, there are teeth in there. There's a jillion little teeth, but they're little tiny teeth. Okay, they're kind of sharp, but more like little saw blade than an actual like steak knife. There's just a whole bunch of little tiny sharp teeth. You guys, again, it'll be okay if you want to kind of touch them, but be careful because they can cut you. Okay, try to open that up a little. All right. Again, do you see like a whole bunch of teeth in there? I mean, they're little tiny. You can't see them from where you're sitting. Okay, I don't know if that's going to work either. There are rows and rows and rows, but they are very, very tiny. Okay, this is not a shark you need to be afraid of. Okay. Anything else you guys want to see on the external anatomy? Let's look at the gills. Okay, gill slits. How many? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, most modern sharks have 5. The gills are up underneath there. Now, what's the difference between this and a bony fish? Remember, this is a chondrichthyes. It has cartilage. Okay, there's no bone in this thing. What's the difference? A bony fish, an osteichthyes, has an operculum, a plate that covers that. So you can't actually see its gills. They're up underneath, okay? These guys, they're naked gills. They're elasmobranchs. So there we go. All right, little spotted dogfish. See your eyes. The nostrils are up underneath, okay? More for smelling. They don't breathe with those. They do smell very well with them. In a little while, when we're kind of done, if you want to look up real close, you can kind of see little pores on the rostrum. Okay, those pores, you got your ampullae of Lorenzini in there. Again, part of their sensory stuff. They sense things differently than we do. Okay? All right. So I'm going to go ahead and make my first cut. I'm going to try to. You guys got me a really weird shaped one too, so that's going to be fun. Thanks. All right. Where am I going to make my first cut? Number 1, yep, I'm going to come up here under the jaw. I'm going to find where the bottom of the jaw is. I'm going to come across and down. I'm going to make like an L-shaped incision. Okay. Then I'll open her up here, and I'll give her another cut here so I can open it up and we can see what's inside it. Okay. I'm hoping candy. But wait, this is a dogfish. This is not a pinata shark, so probably it won't be that. Okay, so I'm gonna find where jaw is, and I can feel it. It is hard. Okay, that's the only like kind of bony part of a shark you're gonna find because they don't really have bones. But that jaw, you can definitely feel it in there. Okay. Okay. And you guys can hear it too. I'm gonna shut up so you can actually kind of hear it cut, maybe. Okay. Again, she's not bleeding at this point. It's just she does have fluid to embalm her. I want to make sure I don't go too deep, and I might have to make another cut just to make sure I am getting deep enough, because I don't want to just mangle everything that's in there. And there will be some pops and some kind of gristle sounds, and it's kind of gross. Okay, I'm not going to say it's not, because it kind of is. There will be fluids. Oops. And if I accidentally spray you, I'm sorry. I don't mean to. All right. Okay. Okay. See if that's deep enough. Not quite. I'm going to go over it again. So I've cut her gills on the one side. That's fine. There we go. Getting through some muscle. There we go. Okay. All right. I'm going to make another incision across so I can kind of lay this open. Separate some of this stuff out a little bit as I go. Okay, I'm gonna sit back down and I'm gonna cut back across here. Actually, I think I'm gonna try to, well, I don't want to cut across myself. It's been a while since I've run a scalpel, so. There we go. Okay. Okay, so now we have some internal anatomy. We got plenty of internal anatomy on this thing. All right. If we look right here, it's kind of hard to see, but there's the gills. Okay, I'm going to kind of hold her up so you guys can see her as well. Gills. See how they look kind of feathery? They're red, and because in that animal they are full of blood. All right, that's how they breathe. I had a kid ask me last year when I did this, when we got down farther, they're like, oh, there's the lung. No, there's no lungs in this animal. It has gills, okay? You guys will be able to come up closer here in a little while if you want to, okay? Again, you don't have to, but you can. But you'll be able to see the gills a little better that way, okay? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead and take that off. I know that's not really the way it says to do it in your book, but it's okay. Booklet. Okay. I'm just going to open that side up. We'll look at the muscle inside as well. Now, there will be times where I'm removing parts. I'm just going to remove chunks of the animal at times, okay? So it's kind of grisly, it's kind of gross, but, you know, it's okay. Oh, I forgot to show you guys the lateral line. The lateral line is this kind of light colored line that's running from head to toe, or head to toe, geez. It doesn't have lungs, it doesn't have toes. head to tail on this animal. You guys see that? Okay. Again, that's part of it senses things with that a little differently than we do. I'll take this out. You can actually see the muscle when I do this. Okay. Open her up really big time here. Thick muscle. It's good. Served her well in life. Okay. So you guys can see the muscle. If you've ever, gone fishing, had a fish fillet, that's what it is. Okay, that's that muscle that runs down the length of the animal, and when it pulls, right, it'll pull her. Either way, either it flexes or it relaxes. Flexes or relaxes. That's how muscles work. You can see some of the veins in there as well. Okay. Again, they're not the veins. It's just been shot full of dye. Okay, to show the different stuff. You can see the muscle tissue there. You can also see it on her side, right here. If I turn her like so, you guys see that? Okay. All right. So now we've got a whole bunch of stuff hanging out of her. Okay, let's kind of talk about what this stuff is. So I'm not sure what page we need to be on. Flip. You can flip yours, you can flip mine. It's all right. Either way. Okay, we're not that deep. We already went through that stuff pretty much. Went through some of the muscle to get to where we're going, and I'm not that worried about the muscle stuff. Go another page for me. Go back a couple pages. Sorry, I think I might have skipped a word right there. Nope, keep going. Sorry. Maybe deeper in the animal. My bad. There. That's kind of what we're looking for. It's arteries, veins. Go one more. There we are. Okay, I'm not so worried about the arteries and veins and musculature and whatnot. We'll talk more about the internal organs because they are more visible. They're easier to deal with. They're easy to kind of see. There's a bunch of stuff in this animal, all right? Whole bunch of little parts, whole bunch of large parts. They've got pretty much the same parts as you do, but in a different fashion, okay? They might not be the same size as yours. Again, these are not lungs. They look like lungs. In a mammal, those would be lungs probably, is what you'd see right about there, and that's about how big they'd be and whatnot, but that's not what that is, okay? So let's talk about what they are, okay? Remember, sharks don't have swim bladders. They adjust their buoyancy with a different organ. You have the same organ. And it does the same stuff for you as it does for the shark, except for adjusting your buoyancy. What are these lobes right here? What? Liver. This is the liver, okay? Yours has multiple lobes. Theirs does too, okay? Theirs goes across. It's very large. It does a lot of things for a shark. Think about what a shark eats, okay? Anything and everything. What does your liver do? It filters things. It's like the garbage dump of your body. It takes all the nasty stuff out. Okay, it processes like medicines and things. Okay, there's certain things that the liver will just take care of for you. It filters out toxins. It does a good job. They named it a liver for a reason. You're not going to be a liver if you don't have one. Okay, so theirs is different than yours. It's bigger. It takes up a big part of their body, but then again, some of that has to do with diet. What are they eating? Anything and everything. They have to filter toxins, probably even more than you do. Okay, so let's see if we can figure out what this little kind of black thing is. Okay, let's see, is that the? No, That's what I was thinking it was, but I don't think that's what it is. Let's go a little deeper here. Hang on. All right, so I've got this here running down to here. Hang on, I'm going to make a little adjustment. Okay, yep. All right, there we go. I just want to make sure I'm looking at what I think I'm looking at. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to remove the liver so we can get a better look at what's underneath. Okay. And again, when we see how big this is, it's pretty insane. It takes up a lot of the animal. Watch my fingers here. Okay. All right. So what is this duct that's running from this part of the animal?
The bile duct.
That's a bile duct. Okay, so the gallbladder's here. All right, you have the same stuff. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cut that bile duct and just get that out of the way. Okay, and the little arteries that feed it that are all now plasticky. Good night. Okay, get that part out. Okay. So look a little deeper in the animal. All right, so this right here, what do you think that might be? Feels to me like it's running, from the mouth back. Okay. What do you think this is that I've got my hand on? That's her stomach. Okay. Now you see this viscera that's holding this in. Okay. This web. All right, you have that too, okay? What you guys, sometimes I think people think that my guts just kind of roll around in liquid in my body, okay? No, there's a lot of things that there's a lot of attachment, just kind of hold things kind of where it's at, okay? Because we don't want this stuff moving around a whole lot. We want it to be able to move, but we don't want it to just all of a sudden up and slide way over from where it shouldn't be, okay? So stomach. What is this really weird, and there's a lot of blood flow here. You can see the little different colors, right? You see the yellow, you see the red, okay? A lot of blood flow here. What is this piece? It comes off the stomach, okay? The stomach comes down here, it swings around here, and then it comes into this. What do you think that is? Nope, go over a little bit. And down. That's your spiral intestine, okay? We have an intestine that loops back and forth, wraps around, all this. They have kind of a spiral. They're a little more, they're more primitive than we are, yes, but they're also more compact, okay? They don't have a lot of room for a big windy intestine like we do. Instead, they have a tube that has, it's like a car park. If you've ever, you drive up to get higher in the parking, right? You drive and drive and drive, you spiral. That's what this does, okay? So it allows more time for the food to be in contact with the intestine, and it's better able to pull out the nutrients, okay? I think I'm gonna go ahead and pull that out here in a second. Now, I cut this piece accidentally, okay? But that's okay. What do you think this little organ is? Okay, it's got kind of a weird little lobe to it. It's kind of a weird shape. Okay, but it hangs off the bottom of, it's the spleen. Okay, there's your spleen. All right. Do you guys know what spleen does in a human? Was that?
Creates penicillin.
No, but it will. So your dead red blood cells. This is where they go to die. Okay, your body filters those. Okay. Where do you guys make red blood cells?
In the heart.
Nope. Good guess. It's in the marrow of your long bones. Okay, your femur is really good at making red blood cells. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out. We're gonna get down a little farther toward the rectal gland and rectum and whatnot. But I'm gonna go ahead and take that out. Okay. We could see what she ate last. I don't know that I could identify it. But it's okay. All right. Getting a little deeper. Okay. Got a couple things over here and a couple things over here. Okay. Make sure I'm looking at what I think I'm looking at. Okay. Again, looks a little different than in a human, but a lot of the same functions. Okay. So, flip for me. Okay. That's not what we need. Flip again. Yes. Okay. Flip one more page here. Okay, so this piece, she's got two of them. Now, I keep calling it a female, because it is, okay? With sharks, with a lot of sharks anyway, you can tell the males, they have claspers. Now, she does not, okay? She's got just regular pelvic fins. A male has more of a fleshy, longer part here that actually works kind of as a pseudopenis, okay? It's actually internal fertilization with these things, all right? The claspers in a male will hold together and then create like a channel for semen to run down when he impregnates a female, okay? This is a female. She does not have claspers, okay? Something else makes it pretty obvious she's a female once we get inside, okay? What is this part? Go. Make sure you go to female anatomy. Go back a page for me. Okay. So we've got female reproductive anatomy. We've got female and then pregnant female. Okay. If you look at where my hand is, I'm going to go ahead and remove it and pull it up so you guys can see it. Ooh, one of them just, okay, they're just going to fall out. Okay. Excellent. Okay. That piece right there, which is starting to try to fall apart, it's okay. This was up kind of by her throat, essentially. Again, a lot of things get kind of shoved up in these animals. What do you think this is? Notice it's real lumpy. What do you have that's lumpy in a female shark that could be pregnant? These are ovaries. This is one of her ovaries, okay? She has a pair of them. The other one's on the other side. I'll lay that one there. Oops. That popped off. It's okay. It happens. Her other one is not as defined. It's not as developed, okay? Which is fine. All right. She was getting ready to produce eggs on that one side, but not so much this side right now. And there's going to be a reason why that you'll see here in a minute. Okay. Here's her other ovary. Okay. So it's not as, oops. There's an egg in there. Okay. She's got 1, 2, 3, like 4 there. There's one here. Not a second one there. Okay. So they look a little different. This one's getting ready to go. This one already went. How do I know that? Well, I come down here. What are these parts? Sharks have 2. Human females have 1. What? Uterus. Here's her uteri, I guess. She has uteruses. Okay, she's got 2 of them. Now, that one just kind of feels muscly, which they are. It's a muscly thing. This one feels like it's got something in it. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove this. We're going to open it up. here. Okay. Now, these sharks, some sharks lay eggs, some sharks give live birth. These are a live birth species. Okay. Right here. Oh my gosh. She had twins. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. So here is a pair of babies. They've still got the yolk sac. They're not ready to go, right? They were still a ways away from being born, okay? But there's a pair of little tiny babies still attached to the yolk sacs, okay? This yolk sac they're using this for nutrients. They were using this for nutrients. They would grow. This would be absorbed before they hatch, or before their birth, hopefully, okay? Sometimes you'll still have animals that have a little bit of a yolk sac, and sometimes it falls off. Sometimes it can actually hurt the animal and kill them if it gets like infected or whatnot. But they're pretty well perfectly formed. You can see dorsal fins. You can see a caudal fin, no problem. You can see the eyes. That's one of the first things to actually form. So yeah, she had a pair of them on board. Okay. I don't think she has anything in the other one. I say that. I could be wrong. It is pretty big. Okay. So again, we thank the animal and we thank the other ones that were riding along with her. Okay. Because they did. We are learning a lot though. Here's the thing. As long as you're learning something, it's not a big deal, right? We're learning, we're studying. She was going to have another one. I cut his tail off accidentally, or hers. Again. So there's 3 of them that came out of the one mama, okay? Some sharks actually in utero eat their siblings, okay? Something like a great white shark, they usually start out with like twins, and they end up eating one of them in utero, and they only end up having one of them live birth, okay? It's pretty efficient. If you have something that's a top-line predator, you don't want a whole bunch of them born at the same time, because then what are they going to eat? These guys go ahead and take care of their competition before they ever come out. So let me move these guys back here. Maybe you can see them if you're watching along at home. Feel free to come up and look at these here in a little bit, okay? You don't have to touch them or whatever, but if you want to, look at them a little closer, it's fine, okay? Let's see, what else does she have? Okay, and again, there's some more little developing yolk sacs in the ovaries. Okay, there's another one right there. I don't know that it's far. It's probably fertilized. I don't know that it's far enough along to tell what it, if there's a shark there or not. Okay. Okay, stomach. Did I inadvertently remove something that I didn't mean to yet? Might have. Oh, I might not have. Okay. Go back about 3 pages, maybe a little bit more. There we go. Carefully cut through the muscle caudal to the mouth until the heart can be revealed. Well, okay, so I didn't do a great job of that. All right, but heart, right here. Okay, pretty sure. Kind of hard to tell. I believe that's its heart. Okay, there are veins going in and out of that. There's vessels going in and out of that. So I think that's what that is. It's hard to tell, and I didn't do a very good job of cutting through the pericardium. Oh yeah, that's what that is. Yeah, there it is. A little bit of pericardium around it. That's definitely heart muscle right there. Feels like heart muscle if you've ever been fishing with heart, for catfish or whatever. That's what that is. Okay. Again, gills. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and dissect out an eye because they're really kind of interesting looking. Is there anything else, anybody, that you want to see inside the animal? Okay. Again, I'll leave it here. You guys can feel free to come up and look here in a little bit. It's not a problem. That's how we learn. All right. Something else I'm going to do. We're not really going to look at the brain. It has a brain. It's an interesting brain. It's different than yours. They don't do a lot of thinking. They do a lot of sensing and whatnot. So I'm going to try to get that eye out. To do that, I'm probably going to go ahead and cut the skull. Okay? Now, here's the thing. Does this animal have bones? No. So this should be really easy to cut through because it's cartilage. It's like your earlobe. Okay? It's a little thicker. Or not earlobe, the pinna of your ear. It's a little bit thicker. So I'm going to go ahead and try to just... I can get to it. Might have to dissect out the skull a little better to get the brain out where you can see it. Okay, I don't want it to cut too deep though. Kind of. Okay. Anybody want to be a fish mortician when you grow up? No, not so much now. I'm just going to go ahead and remove that. It's going to be easier. Okay. Again. Thank you for your sacrifice. Okay, so what do I have? What's still attached?
That's fine.
That's going to be the spinal cord. Okay, there's vertebrae, but they're different than yours and mine. That is cartilage. You can see it. All right, I'm just going to have to take that off too. Or, okay, this is kind of grisly. Sorry, y'all. Okay, so that's her nerve cord. Okay, that's what went all the way down that animal. All right, it came out really surprisingly easy. But if you look, the brain's in here a little farther. You can look. That's all just cartilage. This, if you've ever seen cartilage, it's bright, shiny, white, slick looking. That's what her skull's made out of. Okay, and any of the bones in her skeleton. No bones, but let's do this. Now I can see how deep I can go, maybe. Again, your skull does not cut this easily. Because I am through her skull, I can feel it. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna try this. We'll see. Going to be splashy if I do that, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut down beside it as well. I might accidentally bisect the brain. That's okay. You guys get the gist of it anyway. Yeah, I know. Some of you guys are like, I was doing okay until I heard that, right? It's like, oof. I know. Try to cut through her jaws too. There's the brain. Okay, so again, there you can see your brain. You can see both. I didn't do too bad of a job, okay? Make sure you get that. Okay, there's brain there. It's not as developed as yours in a lot of ways, okay? They don't have a lot of thought. They don't have a lot of front brain like you do, okay? Cerebrum, not a whole lot. There is plenty of cerebellum, okay? There's a lot of brain stem. They are instinctive more than they are thinkers, okay? But like the olfactory is well developed, okay? They can smell very well. And again, are you guys picking up any smell from this? Yeah. I've got a little bit, but it's not terrible, and only when we got into the deeper stuff, okay? So I will lay this here as well. You can look through it. Again, there's no bone in this. This is all It's all cartilage. It's kind of tough cartilage, right? But it cut no problem with a scalpel. So I'll leave that attached so you can kind of see how that goes. All right. I'm going to move the rest of her out of the way. Okay. So there's that. I'm going to go ahead and take one of the eyes out. Have you guys dissected eyes before? No cow eyes or sheep eyes or anything? Okay. I did it in one of my classes once, and it just wasn't. I mean, they're cool, but only if you know what you're doing. Which is again why I don't trust you guys with knives. B, the problem is a lot of you guys would just like butcher these things without necessarily seeing what the parts are. That's okay. It takes some time. It takes some, experience doing it, but it's all right. Come on. Okay. I already pierced it. That's okay. All right. Do some surgery now. Here we go. There we are. There we are. Okay. Now, you might be surprised how big her eyeball actually is, if I can get this out in one piece here. Because they are pretty darn big for this animal. Again, they live, in the ocean. Is light in the ocean the same as light on land above it? No. It's the colors are different under the water because of the amount of light that they get. And I'm not sure 100% on rods and cones in this animal. Humans have cones that allow us to see colors. Rods are like black and white. Okay. Your rods work really, really well in the dark, more so than the cones. Did you guys ever notice that when you wake up like really early in the morning, everything's like black and white? Like when it's dark outside, you don't see color. Try it. So go home, set your alarm for like 3 in the morning. No, I'm kidding. But wake up when when the sun isn't really out yet, and kind of look around your room for a second. Now you know what colors things are because you've seen them in the light, but look at them without the lights on and go, oh yeah, it's more like I just see a bunch of gray. Those are your rods at work. They're also why we can see something as small as like a match being lit, something like a mile away. In the pure dark, we can see that. Our rods do a really good job of that. As far as our cones, we only have 3. We've got red, green, and blue, but then we can see all the colors that, with light can make the other colors in between. Oh, you are being stubborn. I don't blame you. All right, dogs, everybody's like, oh, they see in black and white. They've actually done research now, and they can see yellow and blue. So if you get toys that are yellow or blue, they'll probably react better to those because they can see those colors. Red is gray to them. Green is gray. Okay, there. Okay, so that's her eye. Again, it's pretty good size, but then you pull that thing out, and it's like, whoa, okay, yeah, that's bigger than I thought it was going to be. Okay, now I had to sever the optic nerve to get it out. Okay, you have an optic nerve as well. You've got a lot of little muscles around your eye, as does she. I'm going to go ahead and open that up. Now it's full of fluid. Okay, a little vitreous humor, a little aqueous humor. Aqueous is thinner, vitreous is thicker, kind of like a jelly, almost. Kind of hard for you guys to see it, but it is kind of gel-like as it comes out. It's kind of it's a lot thicker than you would think it might be. The stuff in front of the lens is thinner. That's your aqueous humor. Okay, where's my cut? Doesn't really matter, I suppose. There it is. I want to take her lens out. Okay, because it's amazing. All right, so you have a lens in your eye, and as you get older, sometimes it goes kind of crappy, right? You get cataracts where it clouds up. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of squeeze, and her lens is going to come out. Okay, that pearl right there is her lens. Okay, the lens of her eye. Yours is not quite this spherical, because again, you don't live underwater. All right, but it's kind of the same thing. Light comes through that it's refracted, it is directed, I guess, and that's how you can see what you can see. Hers is different. It is hard. Okay, yours is also, it's maybe not quite that solid because you haven't been embalmed, but it is hard. Okay, so if you guys, when you come up, you can definitely give that a look see as well. There's part of the retina. It looks like eyelashes. If you look at it, that's not eyelashes. They don't have that, but it is part of the retina that came off around the back there. So I'll set that right there as well. Okay. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this clear in half and lay it out so you can see it. I'll cut through the jaw too while I'm at it. That is a harder thing to cut. Sorry. You guys are all like, I'm on a diet now. I really don't necessarily want to go to lunch. Okay, I'll lay that out so you can see it as well. Okay. There is the jaw. There are the teeth. There's not a whole lot, not a whole lot there. They're small. They're sharp. But there's a bunch of them. I'll go ahead. I'm going to dissect that out as well. Might as well, so you can see it. That half of the jaw. Oops. Okay. God, that's tough. Either that's tough or my scalpel's getting dull, and it could be both. Because again, cutting this is like trying to cut through sandpaper. Her skin is pretty smooth, okay, but it does have a feel to it. Okay, again, if you want to give it a shot, you sure can. You're just going to want to wash your hands after you're done. It's not a huge deal. It's not going to hurt you any. Again, don't lick your fingers when you're done.
Oh, that's weird.
It's a weird feel to it, isn't it? Yeah. But it does feel, and again, ancient peoples used the skin as sandpaper. It works really pretty well. Here is the bottom jaw, and I don't know if that can even be seen. There's teeth here, and they look like little shark teeth because they are. They're teeny, teeny, tiny. All right, but I'm going to lay that here. If you want to look at those, feel free. Be careful because they are actually very, very sharp. They're not very big, but they could cut my gloves if I wasn't careful. Okay, somebody want to grab that? I'm going to go ahead and move my scalpel off. Okay, but go ahead. I'm going to stop the recording. You guys can come up and check it out at your leisure. Okay. If there's something that you've got questions, what is this piece, or what am I looking at? Give me a holler. Okay.
Or just put them on the table now.
What am I looking at?
A dissected shark. Would you grab that from her? I just hang on to it there for a second for me. No, you're fine. I think they probably wouldn't want shark juice on it. So, okay. So I'm gonna take that off. Stop the recording now.